The Mercedes Benz CLS is one of those cars that on paper doesn't quite add up. It's based on a larger E-Class sedan, but has a sleeker shape, less space, and is more expensive. And almost 2/3 of the buyers are doing so because they like the design. So it's pretty important with this car that it looks the part. The second generation CLS is bigger than the original, and controversially it looks a lot bigger with a bolder nose and more prominent squared features. And even from the inside it feels like a bigger car, just more spacious but also more imposing. Some of the best bits of the original still remain. You sort of sit nice and low down in the cabin so that window's up quite high. It makes you feel all cocooned. But they've improved the overall feel of the interior. It's a much higher quality. But where the second generation CLS has raised the bar is in the way it drives. And that's where the corners come in. There's adjustable suspension that does a brilliant job of cosseting those inside. In comfort mode it's surprisingly supple, yet still up to the task of keeping the big body at bay when things get tight and twisty. In terms of driving dynamics, the CLS is a revelation, finally delivering on the crisp responses and agile feel that you expect of a sporty car. Steering is alert and really sharp while the brakes are potent and hugely powerful. But there's still no hiding that bulk, and the CLS feels like a larger car to drive. In some ways though that all goes away when you do that. Squeeze the throttle. It's got a new twin turbo V8 and it sounds fantastic. There's a hefty 300 kilowatts to play with, which means the so-called four-door coupe doesn't muck about. It's not a sledgehammer, but it's really smooth and punchy wherever you need it. At the same time, it's relatively economical, and there's even a stop-start function that cuts the engine when you're stopped before automatically rebooting it. So where does that leave the new CLS? Well, it may have a price tag more akin to a limousine, but it doesn't have the space. Yet it does nail the driving experience, which will hopefully make up for the chunkier design that will continue to polarise opinion.